This is, as they say, perhaps my last conversation with you. It's not a speech. I don't like speeches. I don't like speaking from the lectern. I sometimes feel people are captive audience. They are made to listen to judges, whereas we should be listening to them. Having said so, ladies and gentlemen, it's been pleasure, complete pleasure, having been the judge of this court. Let me, therefore, quickly read out the names, and if I miss a name, it's only to help you to get to the next block to have a cup of tea with us. So, Honorable the Acting Chief Justice, Mr. Manmohan, my dear, affectionate friends on the bench, senior advocates, and I see a lot of them, my friends from all over. I mean, I've been member of so many committees that all of them have come here only because of their love and affection, which I hope I'm able to reciprocate, if not in this life, some other life. And of course, my family members who are here in large numbers. I see other friends also. So, Mr. Chetan Sharma, the learned ASG, Mr. Mohit Mathur, Mr. Jatan Singh, Mr. Sandeep Sharma, Mr. Surprakash Khatri, Mr. Sanjeev Nathyar, Mr. Rajesh Mishra, Mr. Nitin Alawat, Mr. Atul Kumar Sharma, Mr. N.G. Sharma, Mr. Jitendra Solanki, Mr. Inder Singh Saroha, Mr. Manjeet Mathur, Praveen Chowdhury, Raman Sharma, Jagdeep Watts, Mr. O.N. Sharma, Mr. Vinod Sharma, Mr. Vipin Chowdhury, and of course, Mr. Santosh Kumar Tripathi. Today marks the beginning of a new chapter in my life. In this court, as I take a bow for the last time, the memories of the past come rushing to my mind. Wet around the years, I literally stumbled into the court from modest ambitions of being a flyer, if you like. I liked the jumpsuit, I liked the glares. I strayed into accountancy and then law. Accountancy was a millstone. I wanted to share it as easily as I adorned it. Not because it was not a noble profession, but the drudgery of all sucked the life out of me. Audits, drawing up balance sheets, reconciliation of accounts did not enthuse me at all. Law seemed noble, if you like. Courts looked appealing and majestic at times, overwhelming. The gravitas caught my imagination, but it soon disappeared. I thought I was reasonably qualified to enter a chamber, a degree in accountancy, and law seemed respectable. I found that it was not enough. I floundered from one chamber to another with no response. I discovered the horrors of a deeply entrenched system. You had to know someone in the profession to get into a decent chamber. Even to prove to yourself that you did not have it in you what was required to be a good lawyer, i.e. a complete fool. Finally, the babudam, a derisive term used to paint all good souls with one brush, came to my aid. My uncle, my mentor, took me to a very eminent senior advocate, who in turn referred me to another advocate. Our commonality, to my horror, was accountancy. To add to my discomfiture, I was soon followed by a chambermaid who was also an accountant lawyer. My thoughts ranged from, "Ye accountancy meri jaan leke rahegi," to a life without future. Something like a black and white shot of an emaciated couple in Three Idiots. As my senior tundled from one court to another, my colleague and me presented a picture of Mary and her little lambs, being untrained and uninitiated. I found it hard to appreciate that when a matter was put aside temporarily for hearing, it is referred to as Passover, which is the Jewish festival that celebrates redemption from slavery. Or how could a matter be adjourned sine die with no returnable date? Talwana and Ahmed were two gentlemen I could never locate in the district court on the first day when I entered it. Little knowing, one referred to the process and the other a position that an employee held in court. Years of penury drilled sense into me. Adapt or perish. I learned the trade, acquired a small library, wrote pleadings in hand, got work which no one wanted. Manmohan exhibited that during our earlier, let's say, sojourn. He gave me what he didn't want to argue, and I ended up doing free 15 hearings. But it was lovely. I rose, as I say, from the stage of no work, no money, to some work and some money. Diligence paid, friends helped. Clients in the beginning who acted like Shylock turned magnanimous. I came to a stage where there was a lot of work and good recompense, till God smiled. I was offered judgeship. The honor floored me. Tongue-tied, I accepted the offer. The backdrop changed from a black and white shot of emaciated couple to hallucination about the mines in the film Kala Patthar. The only difference was that these mines seemed inexhaustible. The more one mined, the more one came to lift. Every story has a learning. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, we don't pause and think what nature and God has bestowed on us. I was entitled. I came from a service background, had the opportunity to go to the best institutions, had a roof over my head, and was not differently abled. And yet, it was not easy to break into the profession. When you look around, there are several who are not as lucky as me, or were not as lucky as me. You can become, if not Arjun, and this is to the unentitled lot, certainly an Eklavya. Some would argue that Eklavya was a greater hero, a tribesman who gave his thumb as Guru Dakshina for the asking. There is a debate why he was asked to sever his thumb. Was it to ensure further progress of Dronacharya's favorite disciple, or was it a pure administrative decision to quell the possibility of a potential uprising by Eklavya's tribe in the future? The jury is still out. For believers, scriptures, holy texts are important. But what we understand and absorb is important. Draupadi's measured response after her anger had settled. There is, and I don't know how many of you know the story, that when the Mahabharata, when the battle ended, Ashwathama entered the camp and he was so incensed what had happened to his master that he slayed all infants while they were sleeping. So the Pandavas went, Krishna went looking for Ashwathama, only to get him back to Draupadi, because Draupadi had said, I will not tie my hair till you get that man here. But look at her response. When Ashwathama was brought to her, Krishna, being the agent provocator, asked her, what do we do with Ashwathama? Bhima represented anger, passion. He said, we must decapitate him. But what was Draupadi's response? She said, Ashwathama's mother should not be inflicted with the same pain that I have been inflicted. So what was the learning? When you read your scriptures, what was the learning? The learning for me was that proportionality is important. There is always another way. Decapitation for Draupadi was not the way that she wanted to go. And that's why I sometimes, and my friends here at the bench know that, off the head approach at times needs a pause. There is always another way. Ashwathama was let loose after being stripped of his social rank. Thus to the untitled, if I can use that expression, that you may be unconnected, uninitiated, and untrained. But if you have fire in your belly, you can unshackle the entrenched system, fight biases of caste, greed, and economics. You have to learn to march to the tune of your own drummer. The trouble only is when there are two drummers sitting on the bench, then we need symphony. I have tried to do exactly that. Constantly dribbling is not an option for judges. We have to learn to net the ball. We are judges. People watch us silently. People evaluate us. It's my abiding belief. It is not important where you reach in life, but what you do where you are. Opportunity, they say, strikes at the door but once. To do good, grasp it with both hands. Just as H.R. Khanna symbolizes this phenomenon, he and his kind often capture our mind space, inspiring many who tread that path. Before I end, and because we are short of time, I don't want to name all those who've helped me in this journey. My staff, my friends at the bar, my family, and several others. They know what I feel about them. My law researchers are here. They know what I feel about them. We have an emotional connect. I have an emotional connect with you. So more power to you. God bless you. And thank you for your patience.